I don't have too much conflict with any one race.
How about this? There's 10 dancers in front of you. They're all different races. Which one do you think is gonna steal the most? Go right now.
Yeah.
We actually had one guy on our crew steal, and he was black.
Caught him.
Real question. What ethnicity have you had conflicts with the most in your life?
Shut the f up. I guess I'm sitting this one.
For sure, Asian.
No, why? What the heck?
I'm a white.
Yeah, your opinion matters the most.
Wait, you could have said other whites.
No, the whites, dude. The whites. If we say anything, it's from the most evil place. You guys know that.
The whites.
The whites.
I got one.
Joe, what ethnicity have you
Hated the most?
Well, have you beefed it with the most in your life?
I would have to say it would have to be
Oh, I got mine.
Cubans.
Oh.
Cubans.
No way.
Where?
Aren't they friendly?
Because I hate communists.
Oh.
Get them.
Oh, you're beefing with Castro and
Anthony, do you hate communists?
Oh, I love communists.
I like Cubans. I think
CCP,
Cubans are cool.
my
Can I tell you? I got a serious answer.
Let's go. Finally, thank you.
What is it? What is
Mine, honestly, if I really think about it,
It's gonna be. Can I guess?
which race that I have the most conflict with, and yes, you can guess.
Chinese.
Yes.
I knew it.
Really? I thought.
I
I was gonna say Mexican.
You know why?
Can we delete that? Can we delete that?
Why do you think so?
Huh?
Why do you think so?
Because the stereotype that is true is when you ask like a Korean, they fucking love Korean. When you ask like, you know, everyone got the pride, right?
Yeah.
If you talk to any Chinese person, they can't wait to talk about Chinese people.
Except for Anthony, right?
That's
No.
semi-correct.
I can talk shit about Chinese people, but I love China.
Semi-correct because yes,
There it is.
it is fun to talk shit about Chinese people, but the main thing is I think starting when I was a kid and maybe when I was like 5 or 6, when I first started to form my own identity of who Bart is and like who I wanted to do, like what I wanted to do, who I wanted to be, the things that I liked, I felt like every time I sprouted a new, oh, this is me, it would be like, you can't do that because you're Chinese. So I always felt like who I wanted to be, like growing up in America, it was like everything that I wanted to be was not, would get cut down because I'm Chinese and I'm not supposed to do that.
Oh, okay.
You know, like I would first see people like drink hella like drinks with fucking ice and shit. I'm like, dude, that looks cold. And my mom, oh no, you're Chinese, you can't drink that. You're gonna get so cold inside.
That's a Chinese.
It's just her.
Yeah, that's why they always drink hot water.
Yeah, you know, like Chinese, they got like their own superstitions and all, like the chi and the fire and whatever.
Hot and cold.
Yeah, and I'll be like, oh, ooh, I love Flamin' Hot Cheetos, so good. Oh, that's too much fire. There's too much fire. You're gonna get blister in your mouth.
My cousins envy Chinese.
They envy Chinese.
Yeah, because of Bruce Lee. Because he was like, you know when you watch a Bruce Lee film, right?
Yeah.
And you think that's what Kung Fu is.
Yeah.
And you look at karate, and then like Kung Fu has so much swag, and then the nunchucks.
Well, yeah, he beat karate guys' asses.
And then the movies just, and then when you go to a karate class, there's no like flavor to it. It's just kind of hiya, right? It's very like straightforward.
The swag comes from Bruce Lee though, not from Kung Fu.
Yeah, but he grew up thinking that and then there was that Japanese, I don't know if it's Japanese movie, but it was like a Chinese vampire movie.
Okay.
Where they stuck that thing
Yeah, the yellow thing?
yeah. And he would be hella into that. So
Yeah.
he would be like into Chinese cinema, Kung Fu, all that. So he dressed like Bruce Lee all the time. He had the hair, he did the fucking moves. And then he was like, man, how come Chinese people are so cool? And then so I thought, and I liked him, so I thought the same thing. I was like, yeah, Chinese stuff is so cool. They have so many better things than we do.
This is the best
Yeah.
video ever.
Yeah, I never felt that. I always felt like,
But grass is greener, right?
yeah, everything that I like, yeah, like I would see Japanese martial arts or Korean, and like a lot of Chinese shit is very flowery, you know, like wushu.
Yeah.
Like it's like this kind of fucking movement. I'm like, what the fuck is this pussy ass shit? I want to move in fucking squares. You know, like karate, like, ah! Everything's like a square movement. What's I was like, that's tight. And then my mom like, why you like Japanese the devil? You gotta like the Chinese stuff.
What's that Bruce Lee movie where he fights the karate guys, the Japanese guys?
Either a Chinese Connection or Fist of Fury. They have different.
Every single time he's fucking up Japanese people.
But there's a guy that looks like you in the. Remember, there's two guys. There's these two karate guys. One of them kind of looks like him. I'm trying to find him.
Oh, that's Fist of Fury.
Didn't he fuck up his stuntmen too?
I don't know. I don't know if he has that rep.
Maybe.
I think so.
Anthony, what ethnicity have you beefed with the most?
Define beef.
Conflict of any type.
Conflict of any type? I mean, there's Steve.
Yeah, fair.
Did you just say white people?
No. Just Steve.
Yep.
But Steve's white.
No, Anthony said he hates white people.
I don't have too much conflict with any one race.
Yeah, you do.
If you had to look,
not because of the
yeah,
race though.
you
but
just have to look
in
at
general.
You basically add up your demographic, like what ethnicity out of all the conflicts you've had was the most frequently occurring.
Yeah.
How about this? There's 10 dancers in front of you. They're all different races. Which one do you think is gonna steal the most? Go right now.
That's a different prompt.
That's a great question.
Steal?
Yep.
Whoa, we actually had one guy on our crew steal, and he was black.
Caught him.
Edit it, cut it, short it, release it.
Release it, publish, monetize, put the ads in there.
You know
I'm
what?
saying that the data suggests is all.
Yeah, but also,
But depending on the crime, you know what kind of race they are.
Explain.
I feel like we're kind of biased too because I feel like I mostly grew up around Asian people, so that's like all I've seen, right?
But which one do you beef with the most though?
Korean.
Korean? Really? How
Yeah,
come?
for sure. I don't know why. Like it's just
The
Korean beef with everybody.
The shadiness, huh?
Of all the Asians you guys beef with, I feel like it's the Koreans.
well,
You guys are always talking shit
but
about the
I'm
Koreans.
like I have really good Korean friends too, so it just it's not like I'm trying to beef with them. It's just like
No, yeah. It's
What
not
I
about you
noticed-
beefing.
yeah, it's just what I noticed the most.
It's about because like
I agree. Like, my best friends are Korean, but I argue with Koreans the most.
see, that's conflict.
There you go. That's how it goes. Yeah.
If you just define beefing as like conflict, I feel like Koreans are the most combative because they even fight with each other the most. Really? They just fighting all the time. They're just constantly arguing.
Like one of my best friends, David.
Yeah.
He's Korean. Yeah. But the only reason why I don't beef with him is he's not very Korean.
Makes sense.
Because the more Korean you are, the harder it is to get along with you, and no one likes you.
They're always arguing.
Steve's just gone.
Make like a Korean church and split. You ever heard of that?
make
that
like
Nick?
make like a
What is
Korean
that?
church and split.
Who's that? Who goes there?
For me, it was like,
Hey, sit in. Get in.
We're just talking
wow. Why do you look like you're in disguise?
What's your least favorite race?
That's what
So many to choose from.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about like who do you beef with the most and what?
No, it's Bart's question. You're in jiu-jitsu class. 10 students are in front of you, all different races. Which one
one's
is
stolen?
gonna steal?
Yeah, which one's stolen from you?
Which one's gonna steal the most?
It's kind of a loaded question. I
So
think
what,
there's
do you-
like one answer.
what is it?
Man, I wasn't expecting to walk in this.
I know, but what is it though?
It's just such a loaded question.
What is it? What is it?
What do you think, man?
Probably a Mexican fella.
Oh.
See, that's a different answer. Right?
There he is. Hey, Steve. What's up, baby?
Hey, sorry to sit in your seat. They told me to sit in here.
You're Gucci, dude. I'm taking this one out anyway. I'm sitting in the can seat.
You want to sit here?
He can't participate because he can't say things like Vietnamese people steal.
Do Vietnamese people steal?
No.
I think like beef wise, I had the most. I think Vietnamese people threatened to kick my ass the most throughout life.
But is that the most conflict?
I never had to fight any of them. Here's the funny thing, because when I went to Don Bosco, there were like so many Vietnamese like thug dudes.
Yeah.
Those dudes were always trying to bully me or beat my ass. They never did it.
They never try to get to know you. They just want to beat you from.
Yeah, they just wanted to be mean, I guess.
Because the Vietnamese people I met, yeah, they are the most belligerent, but I feel like it's easier to navigate because you understand how they work, and then there's like, oh, okay, cool, this is how we coexist. Versus Koreans, I feel like a lot of them, so you know it's true, that you meet them, oh, dude, this fool's fucking tight. I love this dude. This guy's awesome. You guys become best friends, and then 3 years later they backstab you, And so I think that's even worse. That's worse. And that's why there's the most conflict.
That happened to you?
He's feeling it.
Happened to everybody.
That's what I was saying when I said you guys beef with Koreans the most, because that's what you guys always talk about.
Yep.
That's true.
They always do that. David will tell
Did you say
too.
Koreans?
I did.
What did you say?
He doesn't like black people, he said. What up, guys? Thank you for watching us for so long. If you like what we do, please support our Patreon. Joe, tell them what we have to offer.
So every week you get 2 videos. One never released director's cut, and another one 2 hot for YouTube, Patreon only. Every freaking week you get that, and you get access to our Discord where you can come chat with us.
And ask us questions that become episodes here, because we're gonna answer them and we're gonna take it seriously, and we wanna give you the responses that you want. So come stay connected with us, join our Patreon, click the description below for full details.
I got picked on the most growing up by black kids and Armenian kids growing up.
Armenians?
Yeah. That's about it though.
I got along really great with Armenians. Vietnamese people, I just don't think they just beefed it with Filipinos at the time, and then Cambodians too.
Oh,
Really?
well, it's also that era.
There was no, but then Cambodia, there was no sense as to why we were beefing it. They just didn't like each other for no reason.
If we go back to the jiu-jitsu, like in my jiu-jitsu class, the race I have to tell to chill the most is probably Koreans.
Really?
I gotta tell them to chill out.
No way.
Yeah, because they go too hard, bro.
Really?
And they hurt themselves and shit. They have too much passion and fire.
I remember the older Korean guys in San Gabriel were trying to punk us, but that's because, you know, like Korean guys, they look at age as such a factor for like respect, but like you don't really give a shit about that. So when you're not like, I remember some dude asked me what the time was, and I just said, I don't know, I don't have a watch. And he was like, what the fuck did you say? And I was like, I said I didn't have a watch. And then he was like, listen to this guy, say that again. And I was like, fuck, dude, why are you getting pissed? And then the sad thing is he was hanging out with my cousin, and my cousin wasn't defending me.
Your cousin's like, yeah, how come you don't have a watch?
Cousin had 2 watches on?
I was like, what the fuck is this, man?
I forget, when I think back in high school, because there were so many Koreans there too, that's where the most conflict always came from.
Yeah.
I think we figured it out, guys.
Every fucking fight, every fucking thing that happened, it was always...
Dude, Korean girls used to beat each other's asses too, man. They used to get in fights with each other, hella bad. I think high school's a good time to meter it because you don't really have conflict resolution down. You kind of are more walking into it on purpose.
What about romantic conflict, not just fighting, but like romantic conflict?
What's romantic conflict? Can you define it?
Like any girls that you beefed with the most.
Vietnamese?
Yeah, but like you're in a relationship or you're dating or whatever, but then who do you argue with the most? You know?
Oh, that's easy. That's
Probably Filipino.
I don't think I ever dated a Filipino. Oh, actually, I did have a secret crush.
We're thinking about like fighting and shit, but like what about romance, you know?
Damn. I think Filipino chicks are pretty... I mean, I understand the stereotype of why Filipino guys are like that because I think like we both have that, like men and women.
What's wrong with Filipino chicks?
I think the drama of the, you know, like how Latin people fight, Latin couples, is very similar to Filipinos.
Just fire.
The drama just escalates like pretty.
I think that's just all ladies, dude.
And no one's logical?
Well, I think Filipino guys are prone to that as much as the women are. So I think that's why, like, when you have 2 together, that shit just goes haywire.
The people I've actually had the most beef with, and this is just a trait across races and times,
Of course it
is people who are like really upset that they're like worried that you disrespected them. Because I've seen that in every race.
Their image?
It's like, bro, did you just disrespect me? And it's like, no, dude. Like, nobody disrespected you, dude. But they're like, I think you just did, actually. And, like, we're going to have to fight about it or whatever. Yeah.
That's what I ran into with Koreans when I was in high school. The Korean dudes, because they're older than you, so they just get mad.
Can I tell you a new way that we've been de-escalating our fights? It's been pretty fun to do with me and Gio.
Oh.
So they're not even real fights, but if we start getting an argument, we're going back and forth. If any one of us just take it to the next level, it becomes so funny that it just goes away.
So you call her a bitch first?
No, I just call, so like, let's start talking, oh no, you didn't do this, oh no, I told you this, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you're a fucking ugly bitch. We just start laughing, all right, fine, what was it? What did you tell me?
Tiger's gonna watch that and go, that's how you resolve it.
That's really funny.
But it's cool that like we're so comfortable with each other that now we just go, if it's like the fight's like 1 or 2, just take it up to a 20, and it just becomes like this laughing thing.
Growing up in LA, you know what's funny is I assumed I would have more problems with Mexicans, but I think because I lived around so many and I was Filipino, the blending is very easy.
Yeah. I feel like Mexicans are like the easiest.
Honestly, yeah, I think so too.
Because their culture has such a good sense of humor. They like fucking around. They like talking shit. It's easy to get along.
I think even, you know how like Joe, you always saying that like it's mainly class. That's the thing that like ties people together. But I think like for Mexicans at every class level, you can get along with them, which is interesting. Interesting to me.
Yeah, they like busting balls all day.
I like Mexicans.
Me too. A big fan.
Big fan.
Would you say number one? Is that your number one list?
That I like?
Mexican chicks was always my shit.
Yeah.
Would you say if you put all the races in a zoo, you would visit the Mexican cage the best, the most?
I'd probably be down to jump in the cage.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
Hang out for a little bit.
Why are they caged?
The Mexican zoo. Yeah, it's a free range zoo, Bart, like the San Diego.
It's a safari.
That's the alien.
That's very friendly.
I think growing up, I got picked on by everybody, bro. All races.
Because you're why?
Even white guys?
What were you about to say, Ken? Because you're.
actually
What were you gonna say?
As soon as I sat down and thought about it, I was like, yeah, bro, I used to get picked on by white dudes a lot.
Because you're bird
Brecca
bones.
dudes, Brecca guys.
Which race would step in and go, guys, stop making fun of them?
Fucking nobody did.
No race.
I had beef with everybody at a certain point. Like as you got older.
I got picked on by Vietnamese people, but I also got backed up by Vietnamese people.
That's because you're a nerd, though. It's not because you're Viet.
So it's both.
Could keep wearing anime t-shirts. What do you think?
Dude, you're gonna let this Filipino guy bully you right now? You gonna let this Filipino Indian guy bully you?
Indian guy?
Yeah. Oh, dude. Indian guys. When I had a job, Indian people.
Yeah.
Most conflict.
Really?
When you work.
Oh, because they want the best price, like the most unreasonable.
Yeah, remember I was telling you I worked at Verizon. They were trying to haggle over the coverage. No. I'm like, I can't build you another tower. That's what you get.
They're expecting you to. For good
Yeah, that was crazy. Like that was my first experience with like Indian people as a worker, and like everyone in the mall that was like the standing.
They're like, I don't want to serve.
Yeah, everyone in the mall would warn everybody like, oh, dude,
Don't take them.
because it's Cerritos Mall, so you have a lot of people from like Little India and like that surrounding areas.
My next door neighbor would text me, hey Bart, I already got you guys a landscaping discount if you want it. And I was like, what? And I guess apparently when he was negotiating with the landscaper, he told them that, how about if you do two houses? How much cheaper would it be? And then so he just threw me into the deal even though we were.
Yeah, that's dope.
No way.
Yeah, and he was just like, hey, he said he'll do it for cheaper. And I ended up going like, oh, okay, cool, just do it.
Indian people are they're wizards at that stuff.
Yeah, they're really good at negotiating.
Kings.
Yeah.
Discount.
Because you know, like a lot of discounts are inaccessible unless you just have the balls to ask for them. And a lot of people don't have that. Some people got the opposite manners.
They just stay quiet.
10% on.
10% on, yeah.
Bro, I got a notice in my neighborhood from my fucking HOA, and they're like, speaking of looking for deals, they're like, hey, your tree is dead at the top. Like you need to chop down the top of your tree or whatever. And then at the same fucking exact time, I wonder how, I got a notice in my mailbox from an arborist who's like, let me take care of this for you. And I'm like, wait a minute, so how the fuck do I get, I've lived there for 4 years, never got one message from an arborist in my whole life, and then at the same time my HOA says you need an arborist, I get a fucking message from an arborist.
So is that the HOA trying to kick back, or is that the arborist telling on you?
I think it's big HOA getting a kickback for their buddy. So what I did was I put that on I put it on my bar, like where my fish tank is, and I left it right there, and I let it sit there, and I fucking let the massive amount of anger I had about it stare me in the face every time I walked by it. And then I went to Home Depot, I got a fucking tool thing, like reach extendy saw thing. I got my ladder, I climbed the goddamn tree, and I cut down all that shit myself as a fuck you. And I left all the branches there for 5 days just to let them all sit there and stare at it. Just so you know I took care of that shit myself, you pieces of shit.
And
I fucked my arms up doing it, but I don't care.
And I have photos to prove that this happened and video.
My neighbor took video of me up there because he thought it was hilarious.
Oh shit, you're kind of up there, bro.
Oh, she got like a chainsaw?
Yeah, I'm up there with a fucking saw, yeah.
You got an electric saw?
Yeah. That's my neighbor's electric saw.
Looks like it's like 10 feet in the air.
So are you trying to say, would you say that white people were behind that whole thing?
I think so. Yeah, fucking bored ass, retired ass white people.
That's white people bullying. That's how they bully.
That looks like white on white crime.
Yeah,
White
dude,
on white crime.
Why don't white crime hits you like from the back door?
that's me
Comes out of nowhere.
getting it done.
You don't even know who the target was.
And then you blame Mexicans for it.